Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm the crochet designer slash business strategist here behind A Crafty Concept. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet a soap holder. These little bags are perfect for holding your soap while you're in the shower. The texture created by the stitches creates a gentle exfoliating effect. The drawstring works like a wristlet, securing your soap while in use, then doubles as a hanger when you're all finished so you can hang your bag to let it dry. Do you have a crochet business? These soap holders would be a perfect addition to your markets and Etsy shop listings. Be sure to stay to the end of this video. I created a free gift just for crochet business owners, and I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on it. Let's dive into this pattern and see what you need to crochet your own soap holder. Here's what you need to make your own crochet soap holder. A G 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. This one is Clover Amour brand. This is the best crochet hook on the market. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. And you will need some worsted weight cotton yarn. This one is cotton et lin. I don't know, I got it on clearance. So it is 80% cotton and 20% linen. I think this will work. I'm gonna give it a little bit of an experiment. But I have also used, I love this cotton, that is 100% cotton. This is from Hobby Lobby. And Dishy cotton from We Crochet. I will link this stuff down below. Both of those turned out beautifully. I was gonna try this that I got from the $1.25 store, but it is 15% polyester, so I changed my mind. So I'm gonna try this in the color mauve, and then tapestry needle for sewing in your ends, and then a pair of scissors. Before we get started, I do want to show you the difference between these two designs. This one was made without turning in between the rows, and this one was made with turning. This is the method we are going to be using in today's video, but if you like the look of this one better, and if you are a more experienced crocheter, the only thing that I did to get this look was I did not turn my work after each row. This is the method. I think this texture will be better too. If you hear the hammering, we are doing construction and I apologize, but it's a now or never situation for getting this video out. So we're going to start by leaving a very long tail, maybe like 2 feet or so, because we're going to use that at the end to seam up the bottom of our bag. So after I leave about a 2-foot tail, I'm going to make a slip knot. Insert our hook, and then we're going to chain 30. But I would like to caution you, do not make your chains too tight. Like, you don't want the tightest tension that you can possibly do, because then your bag will be more like this. And it's already kind of like that because of the triple crochets at the top. Like, just kind of make it a little bit more relaxed. 27, 28, 29, 30, okay? So it's not like a loosey-goosey chain, but it's not the tightest that my tension can go either. Now we're going to join into our first chain over here to create a continuous loop. You just kind of run your fingers down your chain, making sure it's all facing the same direction, and then curl the tail over to your hook. Insert into this first chain that we made here, and I'm going to be going in this spot, which is the back bump. I'll show you that here in a second. That is where I'm going to join. Wrap your yarn and pull through the stitch and then the loop that's on your hook, and then chain 1. Okay, now we are going to get ready for row 1, and we're going to do the lemon peel stitch. To do the lemon peel stitch, you alternate between single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all the way around. That's what's going to create this really pretty texture. Our first stitch is going to go in the same space where we just joined. We need 30 stitches in each row. So my first stitch is going to be a single crochet. So I'm going to go into that same stitch where I just joined my yarn, and that is where I'm going to place a single crochet. I yarn under, you probably yarn over. It does not matter which way you want to yarn for this pattern. You do you. That's 1. Now for the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. So yarn however you want to yarn, and then insert your hook into the stitch. I'm going to go in the back bump. So if you're looking at it, it's this horizontal bar right here. That is the back bump. That is where I like to place my stitches. Grab your yarn and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over or under, pull through 2, yarn, pull through 2. That is a double crochet. Very simple. Then in the next stitch, we're going to place a single crochet. So right here in that back bump. That's where I'm going to place my single crochet. The next stitch, we're going to go for a double crochet again. I keep it in the back bump. That's personal preference. And I'm going to continue to single crochet and then double crochet in each stitch all the way around, ending with a double crochet for a total of 30 stitches. I will be right back after I get on closer to the end. Okay, coming up on the end here, I have a double crochet. And now I'm going to count my stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, I have my 30 stitches. Now we're going to join in the top of our first stitch, not the chain, but the first stitch here that we did. That's where we're going to join. Chain 1, just the 1. Now we're going to turn our work. That's going to be key. You're going to make sure you want to turn your work after each row, because we're going to keep starting with the single crochet, and a single crochet now needs to be on top of our double crochet. That's how the lemon peel stitches worked. So again, single crochet in the first stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet, double crochet. Going to do that all the way around for a total of 30 stitches in the row. This is row 2. Okay, I just finished a double crochet, and then I have a single crochet stitch that's going to go here in this stitch here on top of that double, and then on top of this single crochet is going to be my double crochet. So I've got 2 stitches left to give me a total of 30 stitches. The last one looks like it's a little squished in there, and that's because we're not counting our chain as a stitch. Join into the top of our single crochet, the first stitch that we did. Chain 1, turn our work. And that is basically all we're going to do for the body of our soap holder. 15 rows of lemon peel stitch, starting with a single crochet, ending with a double crochet, turning your work after each row for a total of 15 rows. And after we do all of those, we will come back and get ready to make the brim portion, the drawstring, and close up the bottom. Okay, I just finished my 15th row, double crochet, gonna join in the top of my first stitch, which was a single crochet, and chain 1 for now. We'll fix that in a minute. But I wanted to show you this little trick to help you know if you've got your 15 rows. You can count them. You can easily see where they pooch out or pooch in based on which direction we were going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But if you can see, my first and last rows are facing the same direction. This is the right side of each of those 2 rows. If you have an odd number of rows, these 2 will be the same. Also, this is the right side of the whole thing, the way that I do it. Honestly, if yours was inside out from this, it probably wouldn't make a big difference. But if you're super analytical and you want to know exactly what I'm doing, this is the right side. And here is the inside of our bag. Now we are going to make our brim row, which is this row of triple crochets. So we're going to go back into our working yarn and we're going to chain 2 more, giving us a total of 3 chains here. That does not count as a stitch. We're still going to do 30 triple crochets all the way around. First one going in that same space. So to do a triple crochet, you're going to yarn over or under twice, not just the one time, but 2 times. Insert into the stitch, which is going to be the same spot where we just joined. Grab your yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a triple crochet. So 1, 2, in, grab it, pull it up, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And it's just like a taller double crochet. And the reason that I did that is so we can have room to put our drawstring, but also so it's not so tight up there. This just makes it a little bit looser. So we're going to Keep doing 1 triple crochet in each stitch all the way around until we have 30 triple crochets, and then we can tie off. Okay, we've got 2 more. This is 29 and then 30. We're going to join into the top of our first triple crochet. And now you can cut your yarn, leaving a tail long enough to sew in, and just tie off like so. Okay, this is what we've got, looking good. Now we are going to close up the bottom. So we're going to flip our soap sack inside out and lining it up so when we smush it flat, our tail is on one of the corners. Using this tail that we left at the beginning, slip stitch down this side and this side together, and you can see the stitches where we're going to be inserting our hook. You have the V stitches. That is because we went in the back bump. If you didn't go in the back bump, yours might look a little bit different, but you can still figure out where your stitches are. We're going to line up these 15 stitches with these 15 stitches, and we're going to connect them with slip stitches. So I'm just going to insert my hook right here, just kind of in that spot where my yarn is coming out, and then the matching spot on the other side. So it should be about right here. Now this part does not have to be exactly perfect. If you're just kind of eyeballing it, you're going to be okay. This is the inside of our soap sack. Nobody's going to know. So I've got my hook through the front side, and then this back side, I'm going to grab my yarn and pull it up and then chain 1 to secure it. Now my yarn is joined like I'm getting ready to crochet with it, because I am. So we're going to count that as the first slip stitch. It doesn't matter. If you want to put another one in there and count from there, that's fine too. We're going to go in this next stitch here, and then the matching next stitch across from it. And then you can line it up, make sure you're still doing good things. We're going to grab our working yarn, pull through the 2 stitches, and then also go through the loop that's on our hook. That's a slip stitch. That's technically 2 because we're going to count that chain as the first one. So we're going for 15, that's 2. So we're going to go into the next stitch and then into the next stitch on the other side. Grab your yarn, pull through those 2 stitches and also through the loop that's on your hook. That's 3. I'm going to do that all the way down for a total of 15. And once we get down here at the end, we're going to tie off and sew in our tails. 13, 2 more. This is 14, and the last one is here. Pull through, and then to tie off, I'm just going to grab my yarn and pull it through that loop one more time. Now I'm going to use a tapestry needle to sew in my tails. Don't mind my blister. I always like to use a tapestry needle. I just think it gives me better control and helps my tails to be sewn in more securely, because this guy is going to be used probably daily. So you want the tail to be very, very, very secure and kind of knotted up between the fibers of the yarn, and then make sure you go back over your own spot again, so hopefully you're getting it really tangled up on itself inside of the stitches. And then once you get it fully secure, make sure you don't sew the 2 sides of the pocket close together. Make sure you don't do that. You can cut your yarn. My scissors need sharpened. That is pathetic. And they're a little sticky, so that's not helping. And we will do the same to this other tail. I will just do that off camera. Now we're going to flip it right side out again, making sure to push out the 2 corners. And we are going to make our drawstring. Before we make our drawstring, I want to give a few measurements here for my analytical friends. I'm just going to take my measuring tape. This is about 4 inches wide, maybe a little less. If we set it down on it, it might be closer to 4. Yeah, we're going to go with 4 inches wide and about 5 1/4 tall. Now to make our drawstring, which is this guy, we're going to chain about 45 to 50 stitches. So we're going to make a slip knot, chain 45 to 50, depending upon how long you want it to be. Okay, so I just did 45 stitches. Let's see about how long this guy is. It's about 12.5 inches. And if you wanted to go up to 50, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So we were at 12.5. Let's see where we're at. It's about 13.5. Depends on how long you want this strap here to be. I think I'm going to go with 45. Now, we are going to leave this attached. Well, we can cut our yarn. Just make sure you leave enough tail over here because we are going to use some of it. Don't tie that off yet. We're going to leave that attached. We are going to take this side and a tapestry needle. This one is just a little bit bigger and pretty dull to go through our triple crochet stitches. We'd probably want to sew in this tail first. So I'll sew in this tail and then I'll come back and we will put this on, okay? All the tails are fully sewn in. Now we are going to add our little guy. So I'm going to just flatten this guy out, find what is apparently to me the center. This is the guy we're going for. So we're going to go right past him into the bag and then out of the bag. And then, so we're going under this guy, over this next one, under the next one, over the next one, under the next one, over. Okay, there is my chain. So I'm just going to make it, I'm going to pretend like it's its own stitch for this one, just for experiment purposes and see how she does. Okay, over, under, pull it all the way through. We're going to do that all the way around, over, under. Okay, now look. Now we are not coming out of the correct hole. We are coming out, because if I go in again, we are going to be one string on the inside, one string on the outside. That isn't going to work. So because I used the chain 3 like a stitch, I think it's very clear that that is not center to me. But it really doesn't matter. If you want to make that one the center, you can do that. If you want to take it out and don't go around the stitch, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back here, try again. These two I'm treating as one. So that one went under, this one's going over, and then I'm going under both of those, like they are one. And there. Now we come out in the correct spot where we have one triple crochet in between our two thingy-mabobbies. Okay, now we need to close up this down here. So for this one, I just tied off and then knotted the two ends together. And if you like this look, if this look is working for your brand, this is one method. I think you could have probably put like a wooden bead here, but I don't know if you would need to knot it again so the bead didn't move around, and I don't know how that would look. For this one, I joined, see that's the join. And I joined my circle like we did at the beginning. And then I sewed in my tails. And then I just moved it so that the join was not front and center like the knot is. And you could probably put it in the back where it needs to be and then just sew it there. We'll do that. We'll do that here together. But I also think a bead would look very like boho spa vibes. You do end up putting a bead on yours and making it look very boho. Will you tag me in a picture because I'd love to see it. So we're going to go back into our working yarn here. You take out our little stitch marker. And we are going to go into our chain. And we're just going to hope that it's not twisted. Honestly, you wouldn't know if it was. And then we're going to go into this stitch, just like we did at the beginning if we were going to start all over again. Get your tails out of the way. Join by going through that loop and then this loop. And then I'm just going to tie off like so. Okay? Now we are joined. We have a circle. Now we are going to use our tapestry needle and sew in these tails like this. This one's going to go this way, this one's going to go this way. And we're going to overlap them underneath here. I'll show you for a little bit and then I'll probably just speed it up for the sake of time. This one's going in this direction, this one's going in this direction. It's a little bit more difficult here because there's not any stitches to go through, there's just chains. But if you keep going through the fibers of the yarn and not just around them, like if you split your yarn with your tapestry needle on purpose and go in between the fibers, you will be golden. And then you can backtrack, going in between the fibers of your own tail, making sure everything is nice and knotted up, okay? Come on. Come on, somebody. Lord. I'm just gonna pull it through there. Apparently I was trying to be too greedy. Okay, I'm gonna leave that guy here. And then this one's gonna go the opposite direction and then I'll end on the other side. Getting everything nice and tangled up under there. Perfect. Now I'm not gonna cut my yarn like I normally would. And we're going to readjust our strap. So this is in the back center. So I'm just gonna pull one side and let it kind of work its way around. Once we get over here, we'll readjust. Okay, so that's not quite in the center, so we're going to move it down just a little bit further. Okay, are we in the right spot? Let me see. This tail needs to come over here so we can line her up properly. This tail needs to come out. Here she is. Okay, let's see. So that's the center, that's the center. So I'm just going to tack it into place with these tails. We can't tack it all the way around or it will not work. But if we just do the back center, I think we'll be fine. So again, with the tapestry needle. So I might just kind of finagle my way down my chain first and then go through the chain and this stitch through both. Oop. And then let's go back through the stitch and the chain through both. Boom. Okay. Now that is tacked. You can do it again with this one here and the guy next to it, just for poops and giggles. We're just gonna go right through the guy and then right through the drawstring. There we go. And then back down through the drawstring and then through the stitch. Perfect. Flip her inside out. Sew in these last two tails, and then we'll come back and look at the finished piece together. Okay, perfect. Look at that. She's beautiful. I think 45 is plenty. I think anything more than that might be too much, but it depends on your tension. I think this is a 12.5 inch. I think 12 inches would have been fine, but look how cute. And then look here, I got a bar of soap from the $1.25 store that we can try. Oh, it fits in there nice and snug. Now you're ready to take a bath. Take a shower. I love it. I do think this is too long, but I can't fix it now. So I could knot it. I could tie a knot. That would work, and that would make it much shorter. Kind of defeated the purpose of all the trouble with the tails back here. I put up a disclaimer in the editing, so hopefully you saw that. Okay, well that is how you make your own soap holder. Be careful with saying soap saver. That is trademarked. At the beginning of this video, I teased a free gift, and here she is, the soap holder product tags. You can grab this free PDF by going to acraftyconcept.com/soap holder tags. I put a link in the description below. Print these off, add your price, and attach them to your soap holders. Then when you're at markets, people can see what they are and how much they are. There's also a second design without a space for the price that you can use in your Etsy listing photos and as packaging when you are shipping your soap holder orders to your customers. I hope you love this pattern and love this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next ones. Have an amazing day, and I will see you very soon.